Hello, good day. So we are here now in our tutorial with Learning Strand 1. So today we will discuss about the resume and uh, what is it in the resume that we need to know, especially today, and especially for the learners of alternative learning system, particularly in Doña Mercedes CLC in Tibungco District. So sa hapon na ito, ating pong i-discuss ano yung mga katangian at kung paano isulat ang isang resume o yung tinatawag nating curriculum vitae. So panoorin niyo po ito. Hello! Magandang araw po sa lahat. Po si Sir Rassi Salazar ko sa amin. Okay, so this afternoon, atin pong tatalakayin kung ano itong tinatawag natin na resume writing or curriculum vitae. So, sundan niyo po ang mga proseso na ating i-discuss sa araw na ito, kung paano ito isulat at paano sisimulan ang paggawa o pagsulat ng isang resume writing or curriculum vitae. So, bago yan, atin mo nang i-acknowledge ang ating mga learners from Doña Mercedes Community Learning Center, Dream Village Community Learning Center at sa F. Bustamante Central Elementary School Learning Center sa Tibungco, Davao City at ang lahat ng mga learners ng Alternative Learning System sa buong Davao City Division or sa Davao Region. So sa araw na ito ating titingnan maigi kung yung mga proseso na ating dapat malaman patungkol sa pagsulat o paggawa ng isang resume upang makatulong sa atin kung sakaling tayo po ay mag-decide na mag-apply ng trabaho. So para sa mga learners ng Alternative Learning System, so ito po dapat kumuha kayo ng papel at isulat ninyo yung mga pamamaraan na ating tatalakayin sa araw na ito upang sa ganoon ay inyong matandaan kung ano yung mga bagay-bagay na dapat nating malaman sa paggawa ng resume. So ano nga ba itong resume writing or tinatawag nating curriculum vitae? Okay, so ito merong tanong dito. What is a resume? So a resume is a summary of your experiences and skills relevant to the field of work you are entering. So sa madaling sabi, ito pong resume ay yung tinatawag nating buod or summary. Buod ng lahat ng mga experience mo sa buhay. Kalakip na po dyan ay yung mga skills na kung saan mayroong relevance sa iyong or sa field na ina-applyan mo. A resume is an accomplishment-driven marketing tool for individuals seeking employment. So itong resume, ito po siya ay isang accomplishment-driven marketing tool na kung saan magagamit po ng isang individual sa pag-apply po ng trabaho. So our resume relates your experience to your career objective. So kung saan lahat po na nakasulat dyan ay magko-connect po doon sa tinatawag nating mga experiences mo na siyang magagamit mo kapag ikaw ay nag-apply na ng trabaho o kung sakaling ikaw ay matatanggap na sa isang trabaho na iyong ina-applyan. So ano nga ba ang purpose ng isang resume? So what is the purpose of a resume? The goal of any good resume is to show that you are a qualified candidate and a good match for the job. Kasi nga sinasabi natin na nagre-reflect ng inyong mga experiences kung ano yung sakaling kung ano yung alam mo na ng mga trabaho at based on your skills also na nandiyan makikita sa yung mga experiences sa buhay. So yan. So yan yung goal ng isang mabuti o magandang resume. So gaya ng sinabi, the goal of any good resume is to show that you are a qualified candidate and a good match for the job. The resume motivates employers to interview you. So, kung ano yung nakasulat mo dyan sa iyong resume, so yan po yung magbibigay daan upang kung ano yung dapat pang malaman ng isang employer tungkol sa iyo. So yung interview niya, yung mga tanong na ibibigay niya sa iyo, so doon magbabase sa kung ano yung isinulat mo sa iyong resume. So remember, most employers spend 10 to 20 seconds scanning a resume. So keep your resume to one page. Kung minsan, dahil sa napakadami ng mga experiences natin sa buhay, so aabot ng almost 3 pages yung mga naisulat natin sa resume, yung mga content natin sa resume. Pero tandaan natin na 10 to 20 seconds lamang po ang inaalat ng, o binibigay na panahon, yung span ng ating mga employers sa pag-scan ng iyong resume. Kaya dapat maikli lamang ang content ng iyong resume. So dapat magkakaroon ka ng skills kung paano gagawin ito na mas maikli, na gawin lamang sa isang pahina or one page. Preparation. So upang makagawa ka ng isang mabuting resume or yung tinatawag nating good resume, dapat magsisimula ka sa paghahanda o yung tinatawag nating preparation. Una, know yourself. So, dapat alamin mo tungkol sa iyong sarili. Ano nga ba ang meron ka? Ano nga ba ang yung tinatawag natin mga advantages na meron ka sa iyong buhay? And then, pangalawa, know the position. Yung position na a-applyan mo. Kasi kung minsan, kung hindi mo alam kung ano yung target mo, kung ano yung gusto mong applyan, siyempre, hindi mo malalaman kung ano yung dapat na ilagay mo sa iyong resume. Kaya dapat, unang-una, alam mo kung ano yung a-applyan mo upang sa ganun, yan rin yung isusulat mo sa content ng iyong resume. Kaya nga sinasabi natin na ilagay dyan sa resume mo yung mga relevant information sa position na iyong a-applyan. So una, ulitin natin, know yourself. Pangalawa, know the position that you are applying for. So, in the portion of knowing yourself, first, ask yourself, tanungin mo yung sarili mo, how can I target my resume to the company I am applying for? So, ano nga ba yung maibibigay mo doon sa kumpanya? O ano ba yung a-applyan mo, isa bang korporasyon or sa kumpanya na ina-applyan mo? So ano yung kaya mong ibigay? Yan, sa pamamagitan yan, sa pag-alam mo yan, so yan rin yung isusulat mo doon sa iyong resume. Next, prepare an inventory of your skills, accomplishments, education, goals, and experiences. So yan, so magkakaroon ka ng inventory. Titingnan mo isa-isa kung ano yung meron ka, yung skills, accomplishments, education, goals, and experiences. So after your inventory, so yun, mayroon ka ng mailalagay sa content ng iyong resume. Know the position. Do the research and tailor your resume to the position you are applying for. The following is a list of what you should know. First, necessary skills. Ano nga ba yung mga necessary skills na dapat meron ka doon sa isang particular na gusto mong applyan? Pangalawa, desired qualifications. So, dapat alam mo yan. Yung mga dapat na mga kwalifikasyon na meron ka sa isang posisyon na iyong a-applyan. Required education and work experience. So yun, pinaka-importante yan. Kasi kung minsan, hindi nagtutugma kung ano yung natapos mo doon sa trabaho na gusto mong applyan. So dapat alam mo yan, yung ano yung required education and work experience na kailangan i-comply with that particular position na iyong a-applyan. Then, key values. Ano yung mga key values na dapat meron dyan sa isang position na iyong a-applyan? And then, yung tinatawag nating job duties, yung gagawin mo na kapag ikaw ay natanggap na sa isang particular na trabaho. Okay. So, mayroon tayong tinatawag na mga types of resumes. Yung mga iba't ibang klase ng mga resume. Una, meron tayong reverse chronological resumes. Pangalawa, meron tayong functional resumes. Pangatlo, meron tayong targeted resumes. And then pang-apat, meron tayong yung tinatawag na combination resumes. Okay, ating isa-isahin yan. Una, itong tinatawag nating reverse chronological resumes. This is the standard format most preferred by employers. So, sinasabi, standard format at saka gusto ng mga employers. It is date-oriented, provides a history, education, and experience, and lists most recent experience first. So yan napapaloob sa reverse chronological resumes. This type of resume highlights consistent work record. So kaya maganda siya kasi hina-highlight niya dyan yung mga consistent work record mo. And this type of resume illustrates experiences within job titles. Kaya yan, yung sinasabi nating most preferred by employers. Itong tinatawag nating reverse chronological resumes. Format. Paano gagawin yan? So una, kailangan magkakaroon ka ng heading. Ito, heading. And then objective. And then summary of qualifications. And then education. And then experience. So yan ang format kung paano gagawin ang yung reverse chronological resumes. Employee profile. So ganito, gagawa ka ng employee profile. Yung una, ipapakilala mo yung sarili mo. So ganito yung gagawin. For example, you are talking to a particular person, so you need to introduce yourself. Hi, based in our illustration, sinasabi dito sa picture, hi, my name is Anita. So name, Anita, job. So recent graduate, degree, associates in computer applications and office technology. And then option, medical office assistant. So yan ang ina-applyan niya. Heading. So in the heading is placed at the top of the page and aligned at the center. Your name appears in the first line and should be in bold. So tandaan, kapag ikaw ay sumusulat ng heading, dapat it should be in bold. Dapat nasa malaking titik lahat. The heading includes the following contact information. So ano dapat makikita dyan? Address, phone number, and email. So sa panahon natin ngayon, very important na nandyan makikita yung tinatawag nating email address mo. Use an appropriate and professional email address. You can use Google in other format. Yan. So nakikita natin sa presentation, yan po. Ganyan ang tamang paggawa ng heading. So tingnan natin. Name is in bold and on the first line. So tingnan natin. Anita job. So naka-bold siya. At saka nasa first line. So email address is professional and appropriate. Do not use emails na hindi po appropriate para sa trabaho. Objective. The objective should consist of 1 to 2 short sentences. Kailangan yung objective mo shorten lang. Hindi po kailangan na masyadong mahaba yung iyong objective. Kasi maboboard na po yung employer na magbabasa ng iyong resume. So dapat it should be summarized. The objective specifies the type of position you are seeking. Tailor your objective to the company and then do not use generalized statements or flowery language. Kung minsan, mas maganda basahin pero hindi pala nakakatulong itong tinatawag nating flowery language. So you can use direct statement. Do not focus only on what the company can do for you. Okay. So, tingnan din natin what you can do to the company. And for example, instead of, ganito pa kasulat ha, instead of to gain a position where I can be an asset to my employer and grow as an individual. So ganito na lang ang pakasulat natin. To gain a position as a medical secretary at Kaiser Permanent. Okay. So ganito. So mas shorten siya at saka mas direct doon sa goal mo. Alternatives to the objective statement. So you could use a title next to your name or at the top of your resume. Example, pwede mong isulat medical office assistant because you're applying for a medical assistant, or marketing professional, ultrasound technician, very particular, or even a registered nurse. And then we will go to the summary of qualifications. So actually this is optional accordingly. Use a qualification summary only if it puts emphasis or links your background that is most relevant to the job requirements. Use 3 to 6 bullet points of special accomplishments, keyword skills, outstanding traits, relevant work history, and then highlight skills that aren't obvious from past work experience. So, ganyan. So, ganyan po yung pakasulat ng isang summarization of your qualifications. And then again, accordingly, this is optional. So ganyan po atin po nakikita sa script kung papaano po gagawin ang isang summary of qualifications. So nandyan yung section heading is in bold again, and then qualifications are relevant to the position sought, and then summary includes 3 bulleted forms. Yan. Nakikita po natin. And then, education. Ano po ang meron sa education? For students and recent graduates, begin with your education. So sa mga estudyante at saka yung mga bagong graduate, so ganito po. First, list your highest level of education achieved first. Ano yung natapos mo? Highlight your degrees earned or to be earned. List your major, minor, concentration, or emphasis. List your GPA if it is a 3.0 or highest. Okay. And then list relevant coursework and list any special licenses, credentials, certificates, exams, or training that you have undergone. So yan. So ganyan po pakasulat ng education, in the portion of education. So again, this is for students and recent graduates. Begin with your education because that is very important that employers could know some of the advantages that you have, especially in the field of education. So ganyan po pakasulat. So again, section heading is in bold. Yan, pakalagay niya education. So it should be in bold. And then school name, location, and date of graduation is included. And education, for example, you have graduated at Los Angeles Harbor College. Ganyan. Sulat mo yan dyan. And then, associate in science degree, computer applications, and office assistant. Technical technologies, option in medical office assistant. Ganyan. So, degree and GPA is emphasized in bold. Again, emphasize in bold so that madaling makita. Okay. So let us go to in experience. What counts as experience? So ano yung mga napagdaanan mo na? So very important na ilagay natin kasi yan yung edge mo. Emphasize versus minimize. And then quantifying your experience and expand on your skills. And then the format. So what counts as experience, including positions related to the job you are seeking, such as paid or unpaid employment, internships, student organizations, volunteerism, community service. So, isulat mo yan lahat kung ano yung mga tinatawag nating experience mo, yung mga trabaho na napagdaanan mo na, paid or unpaid employment. Ito yung mga trabaho na mayroong sweldo at saka kalakip na rin dyan yung mga trabaho na napagdaanan mo na kahit walang sahod. Mga internship mo, for example, when you are still studying. So, yung mga internship mo, ilagay mo dyan. Student organizations na mga sinalihan mo. And then yung mga volunteerism, very important. And then, includes also your community service. Emphasize versus minimize. What is it? What is it? Emphasize relevant experience and minimize irrelevant experience. You can distinguish between relevant experience and additional experience. And then list your accomplishments, not just responsibilities. For example, mention ideas you had that may have improved your workplace. And then use vocabulary or keywords from your chosen field. So, ganyan. That is the importance of emphasize versus minimize. Now, quantifying your experience is a sign. Quantify your actions whenever possible. For example, if you were a supervisor, how many people did you supervise? So you have to quantify it so that malalaman ng employer o yung ina-applyan mo kung gaano karami. For example, you have supervised more than a 10 person, hindi, mas advantage ka kasi you have done it well supervising more than 10 persons, or even 1 to 2 or 3 persons that you have supervised. So it has a big relevance so that you have to quantify it. If you gave regular reports, how often, and then if you improve sales by how much, you have to quantify it. So ilalagay mo talaga yung specific details so that malalaman ng employers yung napagdaanan mo na based on that experiences. Expand on your skills. How to do this? Look for ways to demonstrate such qualities as the following. So first, your good communication skills. Are you good in English or are you good in Filipino? It depends on the position that you are applying for. Leadership and organizational skills. Ano yung mga alam mo with that particular uh, skills? So, expand your skills. And then we have also the ability to work on a team. So, tinatanong yan. So, ilagay mo yan dyan sa iyong resume so that when your employer see it, it has a big relevance to the position that you are applying for. Good work ethics, and then interpersonal skills. So that is very important. So as I've said, you have to expand on your skills so that it gives advantages to the position that you are applying for. Ah, ano yung magpupush sa employer na kukunin ka kasi meron ka niyan. So, in that way, by expanding your skills, so kumbaga magbibigay ng reason sa kanila na ikaw yung kukunin because you have that. Format. Include the following: company name, location, job title, dates of employment, and duties performed. And then make this section easy to read. So, very important yan na dapat madaling basahin. Use spacing and bullets. Each sentence starts with an action verb. Do not use personal pronouns. Kasi pag personal pronouns, parang gumagawa ka ng sentences. But you have to make it in a bullet form. So you have to write it or begin it with an action verb para madaling maintindihan. Use correct verb tenses, very important. Use present tense for current positions and past tense for previous positions. Avoid using terms that only an insider would understand. For example, you're applying for a medical positions. And then maraming yung tinatawag natin mga medical terms. So, if the the HR sometimes is not related to medical or not a medical practitioner. So, sometimes kailangan natin bigyan ng justice na mas maintindihan niya yung resume mo so that ikaw yung magbibigay ng kumbaga magiging advantageous ka from the other applicants. So, ganon. So, gaya ng sinabi dyan, make this section easy to read and also easy to understand. Okay, ganyan. So, yan po yung example. Makikita po natin sa screen. Again, section title is in bold and dates are included. So, yan. Ganyan pakasulat. Experience. So, yan yung year. And then title is bolded, company name and location are provided. So, ganyan, pakasulat yan. Sales associate, so ganyan. So, the way it should be written. So, yan, nakikita po natin sa screen. Okay. Other sections. You can add additional sections to your resume such as honors. So, if you have honors from your while you are studying. So you can add activities na hindi na-include doon sa first mga sections na ating na-mention. You can add also and also skills na relevant to the position that you are applying for. So very important that you have to add all of those na relevant. Ulitin ko, sinasabi natin only those relevant to the position that you are applying for. References. Okay? Generally, do not include references on your resume. It is not necessary to type references available upon request. Employers will contact you for references if necessary. Choose professional references rather than personal references. Practice good etiquette and ask your references for permission before giving out their contact information. Sometimes we are using persons, pero hindi nila alam na isinusulat natin sila. So it is very important that we ask first. First, we should ask permission from that person na ilalagay natin sila sa references so that when they are called by the employers, they can easily give good remarks for your standing as an applicant. So, ganyan. So, again, generally do not include references in your resume. Walang references. But, it is not, it is not necessary to type references available upon request. And then, when employers need to know something, so they will just ask some contact details of your references if necessary. So, when you have that, choose professional references rather than personal references. What are those? Professional references. For example, those person related to your past work experience, for example, or from the schools that you have studied. Ganyan. And then practice good etiquette and ask your references for permission. Again, that is very important that you have asked permission from them before giving out their contact information because they need privacy over that. So we should ask permission before giving those contact details from them. Resume format. Keep your resume format simple kasi kung minsan dahil sa kagustuhan natin na mas mapaganda. So hindi na pala nagiging simple, nagiging complicated na yung ating resume format. So again, we are being reminded that keep your resume format simple. Use a uniform font type, font size, and margin settings all around. Suggested fonts are Times New Roman or Arial. Okay. Bakit? Kasi madaling basahin. Suggested font sizes are 10 to 12 point. Siguro yung 10 maliit pa, pero yung 12 maganda kasi madaling basahin. Suggested margin is 1 inch all around. Do not use abbreviations. When you put something, do not use abbreviations kasi hindi lahat alam kung ano yung gina-abbreviate mo. Use bold, italics, and underlying sparingly. Okay, so why bold? Para ma-emphasize yung details. Print your resume on white or neutral color, 8 by 1 half, 8 and 1 half by 11-inch paper. Or you can use letter type or A4, such like that. Yan. So you have see it. You're seeing it. An example of a resume, a good format of a resume. Yan. Nakikita nyo po sa screen. Ganyan po ang tamang pagkasulat ng resume. So learners, try to observe papaano gagawin yan. Kagaya ng mga ibinabahagi ko kanina, what I have discussed already. So sundin lang po natin yung proseso kung papaano gagawin ang isang maganda at tama na pagkasulat ng isang resume or curriculum vitae. So, thank you very much for your patience and interest watching our video. I hope that you have learned something, especially for our learners in alternative learning system. So, if in case you have learned something, I am inviting you to write it in our comment section so that I could know what you have learned very particular. And for our learners in ALS, in Tibungco District, particularly in Doña Mercedes CLC, I am inviting you to write your name, your teacher, and what you have learned from the video that you have watched now. So, kung meron kayong mga gusto pang malaman sa susunod o gusto nyo na i-cover natin, so just write it in the comment section of our video. So thank you very much. And again, hindi mahirap mag-aral kung bibigyan natin siya ng panahon at saka na ating malaman ang bawat detalye na dapat nating malaman. So sa araw na ito, we have done studying about resume. So sa susunod siguro, we will tackle about cover letter or yung application letter upang makasunod-sunod yan kasi ano yan, kapares yan. Curriculum vitae or resume, and then application letter. So at this point, we have done already discussing about resume. So I hope that you have learned something. Thank you very much.